Alrighty, episode. Yeah, I thought that'd be funny. 18. Like I forgot. So, this one I titled it, What Inspires You? I want to go over the origin of this podcast. Why did I call it Still Waters? Well, for one, I believe we live in crazy times. If you look at the image of this podcast, it's a island in the water. It looks pretty chill, looks pretty peaceful, very contrary to what we're seeing in today's world where everyone's at each other's throats. But it's actually from the Bible, from the book of Psalms. And really, I would argue that the whole podcast is on the basis of the book of Psalms, but these two passages in general. He maketh Psalms chapter 23, verse 2. He make me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. So that's where that came from. I always loved the fact that there come a point where y'all just need to chill and be led to some still waters. Listen to some things that aren't crazy. But then there's another verse, and I would say this is the reason why I started it, was because it says, Blessed is the man. Psalms 1, verse basically 1. So, yeah. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of the sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Literally, in the first, it's like the first sentence in the book. But what's interesting is that first phrase right there, not to walk in the counsel of the ungodly. We need to define some of these words here. First of all, blessed. You hear this word a lot. I'm blessed. He's blessed. Blessed. Blah blah blah. You have sounds like a good vibe word. Bless literally means, from what I can understand, is you have an uncanny ability to overcome adversity. There'll be stories of characters in the Bible where they go through things and instead of having a nervous breakdown, they just go right through it. Like it doesn't matter to them. Now, the counsel of the ungodly, that means you're getting advice or wisdom from people who, quite frankly, have an ego. They believe they're God, they believe they're judge, jury, and executioner. And because of this, the information they're giving you isn't really so that you may benefit, but more from they get to stroke their own ego because, hey, someone's listening to me. Even though if you perish or suffer, it doesn't matter because this is, I don't suffer any of the consequences for what happens to you. The other part I like was says, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. So you don't want to be judgmental. Now, why I bring these two up for episode 18? Because I wanted you to understand that when I made this podcast, I didn't make it off the basis of my own auspicism. I had something that inspired me that made me come up with that. I didn't come out the womb with that information. I read that and was like, oh, that's pretty good. That wouldn't it be nice? And that's what inspires means. Inspiration. It means to build a spire, but within. You ever seen like those church cathedrals with their spires? They keep pointing up to the heavens. Well, inspiration literally means something is being built within you. Hence why that's where I got the inspiration for this. I got it from those two passages. Like, hey, would it be great to get some counsel from a person that isn't trying to go down expositions of things that, quite frankly, aren't true. I'm trying to tell you things that are interesting and gets you down more thought-provoking depths. Not like, hey, let's talk about why the Raiders suck. Well, thanks, Copernicus. Oh, you ever heard that phrase, thanks, Copernicus? This is worth the audio now that you listen to for 4 minutes. Uh, he's a mathematician. I believe he came up with calculus. Or maybe I'm wrong. Who cares? He's a smart guy who knows math. Anyway, tangent. So there's that. That's what inspires me. So the question is, what inspires you? What phrase, quote, lecture, whatever has been ingratiated into your being? What's that thing that you like have passion for? It's important you have that passion for it because if you don't, You won't probably you just aren't gonna stick with it. Hopefully you can make money with your passion. I think you can now, especially these days because of technology and people will pay money just to have pictures of your feet. That's a whole nother conversation. Wow. Nothing crazy with this one. I don't want to go another 15 minutes, but like a 5 minute excerpt. Just little thoughts. Let that stir in your mind and germinate. Make you think. Like, what inspires me? Why does it inspire me? Things to think about and write down because that probably is an indication of what you've been empowered to do better and make better and etc. I don't think people like things or are attracted to things for no apparent reason. You couldn't, for example, I don't care about sports. Does that mean sports aren't important to me? No, absolutely not. I'm sure there's some good context you can contrive from that. For example, the need to work well with others, the need to communicate, teamwork, put aside your ego, working well with others. I already said it 3 times, but it's like one of those. That's how I can see it. Being the best version of yourself, healthy, right? You gotta can't do drugs and do sports and stay in the game very long. Needless to say, well, hopefully that rattles some thoughts in your head. That was the objective of this talk. And with that, I will talk to you later. You have a blessed day. Deuces.